sold the house. At least we've accepted an offer and we're under contract. Very nice family. We know their family, so we're pretty happy that they're getting our house because we love our house so much. And it feels good to know that they're gonna take care of it because we know they will. They're also keeping our quail and a lot of our chickens. They requested that. We kind of were open to it in our discussions with the real estate agent, but we were kind of surprised somebody actually put that in their offer. Oh, my hair. Oh, like static electricity or something. I don't know. But anyway, we are done with everything except closing on the new house in Ohio. I can tell you about it, but I don't want to show you too much because technically it still doesn't belong to us. But it is a 5,000 plus square foot home on 10 acres in a farming area of Ohio, up in the northeast part of Ohio. We're very near the Pennsylvania border. We kind of stumbled on this house. It sort of found us. We had been looking in Pennsylvania, and on realtor.com and on Zillow.com, you can put in a map search. And so we searched an area and, drew the lines. And what happened was, when we drew the lines, we expanded just a little bit to cover more of that corner of Pennsylvania. But in the process, we also included that corner of Ohio. We had no intention of looking at Ohio, but then we saw this house. And we kept going back and looking at it. It was a beautiful house, but there weren't very many pictures inside. And what we came to find out is that the house, the owners were leaving it with everything in it, and it's kind of jammed with a lot of things. But it's not a hoarder house. It just has a lot of things. They were artists and collectors, and she has a lot of collections that I'm in love with, one of them being Christmas. She has a lot of Christmas things, and maybe it's him. I don't know. It's one of them, but I tend to think it's her. She painted a lot of beautiful murals in the house, but that also is very specific to them, and so maybe that put people off. The house is a very Mediterranean looking house. It has one big master bedroom and big master bath. She has a craft room that we're going to turn into a bedroom for Holly. And they have a man cave that has a pool table in it and an office area that we're probably going to segment into at least part of it, the office part, into a small guest room. And then there's 2 more bedrooms downstairs and a den, and what used to be the living room. The house used to be a rambler that they then added a 2-story addition onto. And so the old part of the house was 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room, and the kitchen, plus a little dining area. And they added a sunroom on the back, and that whole big 2-story addition, a 2-car garage with that section up over the garage that is the man cave. I'm gonna get going here, so I'm gonna be looking while I'm driving. But because they're leaving everything, they left even their furniture. I mean everything. There are clothes still hanging in the closet and in the drawers. There's shoes still there. There's mail still there that they never opened. It's kind of a sad situation to me. It really broke my heart to see her personal belongings and things that were probably very precious to her that she had to leave behind because of a health issue that came up. They moved in with their daughter in another state, and they just couldn't take it with them. And I guess that comes back to the old adage, you can't take it with you, and that things aren't as important as people. And in the end, what you value the most are the people and the memories. And what you're hearing in the back is stuff I'm taking to the local thrift store to donate, because she has all of her glassware and china and just everything still in the kitchen, pots and pans, everything, all the furniture. we're not going to need to bring very much of our stuff. We're still bringing a lot because I'm kind of like her and him, and you know, him and I are we're very much like that couple, and so we have a lot of things. So I'm having to really force myself to part with things, but we're still bringing a lot of stuff. But mostly not furniture, not really kitchen things, unless they're, you know, my favorite things. So I'm making multiple trips to the donation center, and today is one of those trips. I've made a few trips to the food pantry because we do, as preppers, we do have a lot of food storage, but we don't need to have all of that. And so I've donated a lot of it to the food pantry, and there's still more to be donated. Yes, we are going to take our long-term food storage with us, but the short-term stuff we're not. And we also have kids that are still staying here in Utah that will probably appreciate doing a little grocery shopping in our food storage before we leave. But that said, we're not having to take a lot of things with us that you typically would. And we're also not having to take all of our chickens. I have selected 6 of my laying hens, and then of course there's the 2 bantams that belong to Holly. One of the laying hens we're bringing also belongs to Holly. So we're going to get them vet checked just before we leave, and then we're also getting the cats vet checked. And if Duncan is still around, because he's so old, I don't know how much longer he's gonna last, but if he's still kicking, when we're getting ready to go, we'll get him in for a vet check, get him updated on his shots, and then we're just gonna pack everybody up and take them out there. But first, we're making a big preliminary move. Tim and I are gonna rent either a 22 or a 26 foot rental moving truck, and then we're gonna, just the 2 of us, drive out to Ohio. It's gonna take either 3 or 4 days depending on how many hours in a day we put in, and unload basically everything in our life into that house except for our very valuable things. And then after we get things sort of sorted and organized and things prepped for us to move out there, then we're gonna fly back, finish up here, load just those valuable things in the truck, in my car, and we're also gonna tow his Mustang, and we'll load some things into that, and then off we will go. We're gonna have a month, just the 2 of us at the new house, because Holly's gonna be staying here with a friend to finish up high school. And then she'll join us out there. But it's quite an adventure, and I really can't wait to show it to you, have it all unfold, all of the treasures that we find, because there's a lot of treasures there. I mean, you're gonna be amazed at what's in this house. I was, and we haven't even looked at it all. But yeah, we're done with all the inspections and everything. We're ready to go. So we have until the 26th before we get the big truck. So 24 days left to get things packed up and ready to go and sell as much as we can, whatever the kids don't want to keep out here. And then we'll document the rest of that trip. I'll show you guys how I'm transporting my 8 chickens, the 6 hens and the 2 quail, and how we're transporting the 2 cats to keep them comfortable. Duncan is easy. He'll just sit on the seat next to Tim in the truck and he'll be fine. The cats are a little stressing right now because for a couple of weeks, they never knew when we were going to have to haul them out of the house, put them in the car, and be gone away from the house. They've never had that happen, and so it's really, they're kind of stressed right now. And by the time we get ready to move again, I think they'll think that that's over, and then they'll stress again. But I got some things that help to calm them down, and I'll ask the vet for a sedative that I can give them if they're really having a hard time with it. It's going to be an adjustment for all of us. But yeah, I've got a lot of things to do in 24 days. So here we go, from suburban homesteaders to actual homesteaders. It's actually happening, and it's exciting. And I hope that, if there's anything you guys are wondering about in the journey, how we did this, or what we're planning to do with that, just fire me a question. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm not as good as I should be on checking the comments because there haven't been a ton of comments yet. This channel is still really new, but I will try to stay on top of the comments and get you the information that you're asking for. I'll go over a little bit, let this guy pass me. But yeah, the journey begins.
Destination is on the left.